And welcome to The Colonel Does Feed the Beast. We are on the TPPI server. Thank you for joining us today. You're probably asking yourself, why is he harvesting these manually? Well, I ran the turtle for probably about 6 hours, AFK'd a bit, and actually I'll show you the other thing. But I ran it for about 6 hours, and all it did was harvest these guys. Apparently, there is a kind of a bonus, I guess, if you harvest these things manually. So you don't get the nature essence, you don't get the weak essence, you don't get the essence dust. You only get the essence for the crop that you're harvesting. So in this case, the ender essence. Over there, actually, that's new too. So let's go over there. But yeah, I ran this for 6 hours, and actually, I determined that it's probably about a 45 to 60 minute cycle before you probably get about 2/3 of these guys actually ready to harvest. So it's a lengthy process, which kind of it brings about some decisions that I think I have to make as far as the progression path that I wanted to do for these. So just like over there with the ender essence, the dye essence is the same situation. So he was only harvesting the dye essences, and you can see that I'm also getting nature essence when I do this by hand, but I don't get those when I use automation. And I believe the same thing would apply if I were using like MFR or anything like that, or even the golems for that matter. I think all of those would not yield any of the other essences. So, the reason that this is an issue is because I need to fill all of these slots up with seeds to make the farm actually worthwhile. So I can't really run the turtles, although I do have the program finished. It's called Podman, and I will put it in the description below. Um, and actually, now that I might as well run it here. Basically, the way that the turtle works is that so it'll do a fuel check, just like the tree farm. It'll do a fuel check, and it will pull the fuel from this chest here, and obviously this is the one that it dumps it out. And so it'll basically start over here, run up, and then come back, and then run up, and then come back. There's a routine in here that tells you it uses a modulus to figure out, which direction it needs to turn. So based on the row number that it's going up and down, it knows that at the end of this row it needs to turn left, and then at the end of this row it needs to turn right. So there is a routine in there to do the turn at the end of the row using the modulus, and that's how it determines that. But other than that, it's fairly simple program, and it uses a seed of one seed, a seed of one seed. It sounded weird. That's why I paused. So it keeps one seed always in its inventory. So if it by the end of the time it gets around here, it's going to keep one seed. So it's not going to plant that last one. And the reason for that, I think I talked about this in the last episode, is that if you did not have anything in its inventory, then there's a possibility that it could, fill it with, the dye essence, and then it wouldn't be able to plant anything. So that is what this is doing, and we can just run it. Podman. It's got enough fuel to run 31 cycles. And then at the end of it, it actually, I think I've got it set right now to sleep for about 40 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So that should, once the whole farm is full, be fine. But, obviously we can't run the turtle because, well, It's not giving us the essences that we need in order to make the rest of the seeds. So, which kind of leads me to these things are taking a long time to grow, like 40 to 60 minutes. So, what I've thought about doing, and I've heard that the lily pad of fertility is one option, and the other option is possibly using I can't remember the name of it now. It's from Thaumcraft, and it's a lamp of growth, maybe. I think it was. I used it in a previous series on another server, and let me just break this. So either the lamp of growth or lily pad of fertility will work. I don't think any of the bone meal based ones will, so you have to go with the magic ones. So the lily pad of fertility is part of the Ars Magica, and we have not started any magic at all. And I'm kind of hesitant to get into Thaumcraft because I've already done Thaumcraft. I haven't finished it, and we will get into it. I'm just not excited to get into it really soon. So that kind of leaves Ars Magica, and I had not planned to get into that anytime soon. So what I thought was that maybe we would do a little Ars Magica thing over here, which would require us to kind of dig through here. I don't want to spend a million years digging, so I really want to get Tinker's Construct tools going so that we can at least get a hammer so that we can go through here. So Tinker's Construct, for us to be able to do the hammer that we want, which would be the cobalt one, will require us to be able to mine the cobalt in the nether. And to mine the cobalt in the nether, you can see there's a progression here. So in order for us to get these things growing fast enough so that we can get all of the seeds to plant for this, we need to go to Ars Magica. To do that, we want to set up an area over there. To dig through to that area, we want to get our Tinker's Construct stuff going. And to get our Tinker's Construct stuff going, we need steel. Steel requires us to have power, which brings me to this. So, we have here a solar generator. This was a really huge decision for me because it takes a whole block of diamond to make. So, let's see, we can go to, and okay, so let me take a step back. So we need power, right? And we need steel. So the way to make steel is to basically put into a metallurgic infuser charcoal. Actually, you could use coal, but I believe charcoal actually gives you twice the amount. I'm still not sure how mechanism does its stuff. So each thing that you put in this slot, and I'm not even sure what this slot's called, but each thing that you put in this slot gives you a certain number of points, and I'm not sure how that's calculated, to be honest. I don't know what the configurations are, eject and this and that. I'm assuming this is all for automation, filters and stuff. I have no idea. But I do know that one of the recipes is... nope. Yep. Nope, that's not it. Yes. Okay, so we need carbon, which is coal, and enriched iron. And enriched iron, using that combination, you get steel dust. And the steel dust you can actually smelt in a Tinker's Construct smeltery, which we have. So each one of these yields 1 ingot of steel. So what we need to do is get the enriched iron. And enriched iron comes from coal and iron ingots. That gives you enriched iron. So I believe 1 coal can yield you 1 steel dust. If you were using, or I'm sorry, 1 charcoal can yield you 1 steel dust. If you used coal, I believe the coal only gives you, well, like I said, no, I think the coal only gives you half of that. So you'd have to use 2 coal. So 2 coal versus 1 charcoal. I've got lots of charcoal, so I figured I'd go with that. So to do the metallurgic infuser, you need power. And so we don't have any power. So I thought, well, what is the easiest way that I can get power that is renewable? And I'm not a huge environmental person, but when you're doing a futuristic build like this, or at least attempting to do a futuristic build, I would like to do something that isn't dirty. So I want to use renewable energy. This is the cheapest renewable energy I can find. And I don't want to use this long term. I just need it as a means to an end. And what I really want to do is, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but what I want to do is use wind turbines. These guys. So what these guys will do is, because we are so high up, the amount of power that they generate, I believe, is exponential with the height. And since we are based at around Y200, this would be perfect solution for us. So we can build a few of these, and that will power our entire base. At least I think it will. So, but to get there, we need all of this stuff. So I need to get the steel so that I can dig a hole, basically is what it comes down to. So we have put the solar generator up. It's not charging right now because it's full, obviously, and it's dark, and we barely are in a spot where we can get sunlight. This is for another project that we are not quite at. So what we're going to do is stick some charcoal in here. We've got 9 iron ingots, so we want to do 9 coal to make 9 steel dust. So we're going to let this run. And while this is doing that, I want to show you... I've turned off the tree farm because our inventory is getting full. And so this is another reason why I need power. So all of the chests that we have around here, I want to turn into ender chests. And we don't have any ender chests over there. And everything's going to kind of filter into a central area down here. We're going to have applied energistics and stuff like that just to kind of manage the automation of it all. So what we want for ender chests, these guys. So these guys require tesseracts. And the tesseract, we need to have a fluid transposer, for the resonant ender. We need a magma crucible to melt the ender pearls into resonant ender. We need a tesseract frame, which requires hardened glass, which is requiring an alloy smelter. So there's a bunch of things that we need that we don't have. So I've turned off the tree farm because we are at a kind of critical mass of trees. We're almost filled the chest up. So there's not really much point because we're not doing anything with the wood yet. We will be turning it into charcoal at some point, but not right now. So here we go. So we've got 90 carbon, so each one of these is 10. So this is going to produce 9 steel dust. So we have extended the platform out here to the sides. And actually, let me go up here. Give you a better kind of viewpoint. And I talked last episode. It has not been a week. Slip of the tongue. About doing some sort of like circular thingy, kind of circle braces, I guess. Reinforcement. I don't know what you would call them. Kind of like ribs. But what they would be used, I would kind of wrap glass around them is what I thought I would do. But I don't know if that would be too much glass or not. So I'm a little hesitant to do that. The reason I would do that is so that we don't get this crap. The snow is annoying. The alternative option is to go up to the build limit and use some clear glass from Thinker's Construct, which is seamless, and just kind of put a big barrier over this whole area. And that is an option as well. It should not impact anything that needs access to the sky, so that could be where we go with that. We've got the side platform over here, so this is where the first one is going to go, the first side pod, and it's going to go out this side. And what I'll probably end up doing is building this out to the limit for however many pods we're going to have, and just build the first pods out this side, and then come back around, because by the time we come back around, we'll probably have finished with this area, and then we can kind of build into it, because the first pod on this side is going to dig into that, so we're not going to have enough room. Since we have stuff in there, we need to move it out, so we will do that at some point down the road. Just kind of give you an idea where I'm going with it. I do have plans for that too. Alright, so we are done. 9 steel dust. Okay, so we have not... This has some sort of internal buffer of power, and I'm not sure what that internal buffer... Oh, I'm sorry. I turned that off. That's why. So turning this off allows this to charge. And right now it's dark, so it's not charging. If you turn it on, then it will transfer energy into this. And I think this has a small buffer. I'm not sure what it is, though. This guy here, this was helping me determine the growth time for each of these farms. So the magical crops, and actually I just noticed this. The quarried stone, I don't have enough of it to finish this. I had enough to build the platform, but I haven't got enough to finish the bottom, so we'll get back to that later. Off camera. So while I was letting those grow, I was kind of letting, I had stuff to do, and I didn't want to stay logged into the server. So I just created one of these guys. This is a dimensional anchor, and I've got it set for 5x5, and probably don't need to have it set even at that, because the 3x3 should encompass both of these guys. So actually, I could probably change that back. There we go. 3x3. Perfect. What else have we got going on up here? I don't think anything. Nope. Nothing else. So, yeah. I'm all over the place. Notice something is missing. We will show you that in a second. So we need to get the steel from this. Oh, so speaking of redecorating, so I put some designs in the floor. I wanted to get rid of the torches, so I put some glowstone down with some of the glowstone essence that we've been getting. I think this looks pretty nice. Put some frames around the doors. The walls will get changed out to some other material, probably marble at some point. Same with this stuff here. Don't know what it will be, though. We opened the window up here so we could see outside. What else? I kept falling down here, so I'll plug that up. I think that's pretty much it. We've moved this guy over here, and we expanded him to make him a little wider. So we're going to work on that in a little bit. And we're going to put some Tinker's Construct stuff in here. So we've got some plans in the works. Been busy. Alright, so what we can do is stick our steel dust in here. This will smelt up. We've already done one just to test it out. So we're going to let that go. And then once it's done, then we will make ourselves a steel pick. So we have a pickaxe head. And we have a tool rod. And I think we need a tool binding as well. I'll have to review my notes, or actually review the book that we have upstairs. Actually, why don't I do that now? So while that's doing that, and while I'm checking out the book, I'm going to pause, and we'll come back when everything is smelted up. Alrighty, so we have now got 10 molten steel ingots worth of material in the smeltery. So now we need to put this into a mold, and I have them on me. I do need a I do need the binder. What I'm going to do, and I've done this before, is I'm just going to make this whole thing out of steel, which I think will take 3 ingots, if I'm not mistaken. Possibly. Something like that. Because I think this guy's a half. And I think the binder's a half as well. So 2 ingots. 1 for the head. 1 for the rod. And 1 for, or half for the rod and half for the binder. Alright. Alright. So we go back in here. And we want to stick our... Nope. We want to go to the pickaxe. And let's call him Noob Magoob. There we go. Okay, so I don't really care about speed. What I do care about is finding the ores that we need, which is going to be challenged because we're not the only ones on the server. So, and I'm sure because we're both kind of in the same area, I'm sure that some of those materials have been taken. So we need to go a little further away from where we are, which requires an adventure. So I'm going to have to do that off. Well, I'm not going to do all of it off camera, I don't think. It all depends on what kind of shenanigans we get into. We will leave steel in there for now. Actually, yeah, we'll leave the steel in there for now. I don't have any automation set up, so I don't want to leave it running. Let's see, what else? I think that is pretty much it. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. So let me get some gear together. I don't think we're gonna go diamond because we're only at about 30 diamonds left, and I really don't want to waste all of it on gear because I do want it for turtles and stuff. So we'll probably continue mining down below if we need to. At some point, once we have enough power, we may actually. You know what? So this guy here stores up to 500,000 RF, which is about 50,000 MJ. And let's see. There is an ender quarry. That looks pretty expensive. Oh, compressed dirt. I didn't even know that was a thing. How do you compress the dirt? Oh, oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad. Alright, so quadruple compress... That's kind of a stupid recipe. Ender infused obsidian. That's not too bad. Diamond etched computational matrix. Magical wood. Ew. Magical wood. Oh my god. Does any enchanted book count? Because I've got lots of experience that I could stick into a book. Just do, level 1's books. That I could do. The diamond etched computational matrix, that is where it's going to bite me. I'm not worried about the ender infused obsidian. We'll have to worry about that later. But what I was going to say is that once we have that ender quarry, we can set up... See, that's the thing. We need to have power in order to make the machines to make the ender chests so that we can set up the quarry. It's just, it feeds on itself. My brain hurts. So we're going to use that because it is portable and it does retain its charge. So that could be an option for us. But in the meantime, as I say, we're going to try and go to the nether and see if we can get some stuff from the nether without blowing up and losing all of our crap like we probably have a couple of times. So I will do that, get prepared, head out, and we'll see what we can do. Hopefully nothing too exciting. At least that's my hope. So you're not going to believe this. I'm trying to gear up and get some arrows made, and I have no freaking feathers. Are you serious? So now I need to have a chicken farm. Great. I just built a chicken farm on the vanilla server. I don't want to build another one. Ugh. All right. Deep breaths. Let's see what we can figure out. Yep, I'm going to have to go down and find a couple of chickens, breed the crap out of them, and slaughter a bunch. So, thankfully, we have a couple of these. So we'll grab 2 and just start breeding the crap out of them. Joy. I love that jump, and I don't think I've ever caught it on camera. And I guess for that matter, I only got a bit of it. All right, let me get a couple of these chickens. Hopefully, is that sun going down? Oh, it totally is. Crap. Well, that was stupid of me. All right, so we have been spending some time in the Nether, and we finally got the pieces that we needed. We have a few left over of cobalt and ardite. So what we've done is we've made a head. So usually when I make a hammer, I make it with kind of the thought in mind that perhaps we'll put some electric on it or some such thing. However you want to explain that. You understand what I'm saying, don't you? So instead of putting electric on here, because I don't know when we're going to be able to do that and start charging this thing up and, you know, all the rest of it. So rather than do that, I think we're just going to go with the fastest and the most durable hammer that we can come up with. And I think that is this one. So we've got 2 cobalt plates, and cobalt is the fastest of the nether ores. And then we've got an ardite head. And ardite basically allows you to do stonebound. So the more durability that is taken off, the faster it gets. And then the manulin is the toughest material. And so the ardite, I think, is two times the durability of the handle. So since manulin is the toughest material, it'll be 2 times whatever this is. So we've got 16,000 durability, which is pretty high. So I'm happy with that. The mining speed is 10, which is an average of the 3 heads. So the large plates are both 11, and I think the ardite hammer is 9 or maybe 8. So the average of those is about 10, so that's great as well. We can pretty much mine anything we want. We still have 3 modifiers remaining, so we'll probably put some mossy on there to have repair, and we'll put probably put some luck on. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do luck or if I want to do the silk touch. I think I might want to do the silk touch. Yes, I want to do the silk touch for this guy. I think. We can work on that later. So what do we want to put on? What are we going to call this guy? We are going to call this guy... Man, I had it in my head a few minutes ago. I think we're going to call him Hulk Smash. Yeah, I think that's good. And it's also got Reinforced 2, which I think is... I think that's the ardite. It could be the manulin, which basically doubles the durability. So we got a pretty nice hammer. Okay, so now we want to put some stuff on there. So let let me go grab what I need. I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty. So we have all of the pieces that we need for now, anyway. Let's see. We want to modify. So we put our hammer in there, and we want to put a ball of moss on there. And that will be... There we go. Mossy, so that's auto repair. So it'll repair itself. And then we also want to put speed on there. So we could either put like 50 redstone here, but for each redstone, we'd have to do this, which is a pain. So rather than do that, we're using redstone blocks. Speed the process up a bit. Unless there's a faster way to do that, but I don't know of one. If there is one, please let me know so I can save myself. Alright, so this is our hammer. We've got one modifier left, and we can also put additional modifiers on there, but for the moment, this is all we're going to use. We probably could put either luck, or we could put silk touch on it, but I don't think I want to do that yet. Primarily because we're going to need to make a lot of sand, I think, for the power generation that I want to get to with the potions. And that would require a lot of cobblestone. So if we're going to mine stuff, might as well mine cobblestone, right? We've got a full chest up here of stone, which we've mined with silk touch. So I don't see a need to do that anymore for now anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and sleep until we can get some daylight, and then we're going to go mine over there, hollow that area out, and continue to harvest these guys so that we get our Ars Magica area set up. So I will be back once that's done. Alright, so I have finished mining out, at least sort of hollowed it out a bit. Plus we've started a little bit of a tunnel over there, so let me show you what we've got, and then I think we'll end the episodes. We're running a little long. Of course, I say long, but this is actually relatively short compared to how I normally go. But basically, this is kind of I like the way this looks with the rings, the lighting rings. I'll have to figure out a way to properly do that. I think I might put the lights in the ceiling. Put some glowstone up there. But I think we're going to leave it like this. And we probably are going to put some drawbridges here to kind of close it off. We'll see what we can do there to make it look interesting. You can see we've got the glass over there. So let's quickly scoot down here. So I don't know if this is, what this is going to look like yet. I'm going to need to do a little more planning on it. As I say, I hadn't really anticipated getting into Ars Magica this quickly, so I need to bone up on it a little bit. I don't know a lot about it, but I kind of like the way that this looks. And we can see what's going on over there. That wall just screams to have something on it. I just don't know what, though. So anyway, this is what we've got done. And I think we are going to end the episode here. Not a lot of progress. Well, I shouldn't say that. We made quite a bit of progress around the base here in the last couple episodes. Things are sort of starting to take shape. And we'll get a little more into the machines, I think, in the next episode. And possibly do some more Ars Magica stuff. Not sure yet. But stick around and you'll find out in the next episode. So if you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave them below. And until next episode, please do take care.
Oh yeah. You know you like that. Give it a thumbs up. What's on your mind? Leaves a text below. Yeah. subscribe.